I didn't hate my life. And that's what made it dangerous. Because when you hate something, you fight it, you resist, you change. But when you're just numb, when you're just quietly absent from your own existence, you can lose years that way. I did. I became very good at being small. Not physically, though I thought about that constantly. I mean energetically, socially, emotionally. I learned how to enter a room without disturbing its air, how to laugh at the right volume, how to dress in colors that didn't demand attention, how to position my body in group photos so I was always slightly behind someone else. I perfected the art of presence without visibility, and I told myself it was humility, but it wasn't humility. It was abandonment, self-abandonment, the kind that doesn't announce itself, the kind that whispers, maybe later, until later becomes never. I avoided mirrors, not dramatically, not with tears or breakdowns, just strategically. I'd brush my teeth looking at my toothbrush. I'd style my hair by muscle memory. I'd apply makeup using a compact that only saw me in pieces, an eye, a cheek, a mouth, never the whole, because the whole required acknowledgement, and acknowledgement meant a decision, and I wasn't ready to decide. What I'd decide, I didn't even know. Just that deciding meant confronting something I'd been postponing so long it had become part of my routine. I made a lot of plans. I'd start eating better after the stressful week. I'd work out once I found the right program. I'd buy new clothes when I lost weight. I'd put myself out there after I felt more confident. I built an entire architecture of when. When became my safe word. Because when meant I still intended to change. I wasn't giving up. I was just waiting for the right moment, the right feeling, the right version of me, the version that was worth the effort. There was this man at the library. I saw him every Tuesday, same table, same time, always reading something dense and underlined. One day, he looked up as I walked past, and he smiled. Not politely, not absently. He saw me, and I panicked. I turned down an aisle I didn't need. I pretended to search for a book I wasn't looking for. I stayed hidden until I heard him leave. When I finally emerged, my hands were shaking. Not because he'd done anything wrong, but because being seen, accurately, intentionally, felt like being caught. Like I'd been caught existing in a body I hadn't earned permission to inhabit yet. I tried self-love. I really did. I followed accounts that posted affirmations. I bought a journal with prompts. I stood in front of the mirror and tried to say kind things to my reflection. You are enough. You are worthy. You are beautiful. But the words felt like lies. Not because I believed I was worthless, but because I didn't believe I was done. How could I love a draft? How could I accept a version of myself I was actively escaping? So I'd close the journal. I'd unfollow the accounts. I'd tell myself I'd try again when I was further along, when I deserved it. I didn't have a rock bottom. There was no breakdown, no intervention, no doctor telling me I had to change. I just woke up one morning, a Tuesday, unremarkable, and realized I'd been waiting for 5 years. 5 years of when. 5 years of not yet. 5 years of postponing a life I kept insisting I wanted. And the most terrifying part, I could wait 5 more, easily. Because waiting didn't hurt. It was comfortable. It was safe. It was killing me softly. I didn't post about it. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't make a vision board or set a dramatic goal. I just started. I started eating breakfast, not because I was inspired, not because I felt ready, but because I was tired of negotiating with myself every morning. I started moving my body, 10 minutes, no music, no plan, just movement. I didn't call it a workout. I called it not waiting. Nothing changed. My body looked the same. I didn't feel motivated. I didn't wake up transformed. In fact, I felt worse. Because now I was doing the things I thought would fix me, and I still felt like the same person, the same invisible, postponed, waiting version of me. And I wanted to quit. I wanted to go back to when I could still blame my inaction on not having started yet. But I didn't quit. Not because I was brave, but because I'd already lost the excuse.
That's when the voice started. Not out loud, not like a breakdown, just a presence. A quiet, persistent question that followed me everywhere. What if you're not waiting to be better? What if you're waiting to disappear? I tried to ignore it, but it came back every time I stood in front of the mirror and looked away. Every time I scrolled past an event I wanted to attend, but didn't. Every time I felt the pull of visibility and chose retreat instead. I kept going, not because I felt good, not because I saw results, but because stopping felt more painful than continuing. I started to notice something strange. Discipline didn't care how I felt. It didn't require enthusiasm. It didn't wait for inspiration. It just repeated, day after day. Breakfast, movement, sleep. Breakfast, movement, sleep. No celebration, no fanfare, just the slow, unglamorous work of showing up when no one was watching. 3 weeks in, something shifted. Not in my body, in my posture. I stood differently in the grocery store, shoulders back, not because I felt confident, but because I was too tired to collapse inward anymore. I made eye contact with the cashier. I didn't apologize when someone walked into me. Small, forgettable moments, but they stacked. My coworker asked me if I'd lost weight. I hadn't, but I realized something. I'd been expecting my body to change so I could start living, but I'd started living, and my body was just catching up. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it didn't need to. Maybe the real weight I was carrying wasn't physical at all. That night, I stood in front of the mirror, and for the first time in years, I didn't look away. I didn't smile. I didn't try to convince myself of anything. I just looked, and I realized something that made my chest tighten. Nothing was stopping me except me. Not my body, not my past, not the world. Me. The version of me who kept postponing, who kept hiding, who kept waiting for permission that was never coming. And I didn't know what to do with that. Because if I admitted it, I'd have to stop pretending I was stuck. I'd have to face the fact that I'd been choosing this. All of it. I turned off the light, but the realization stayed.
Part 2 coming soon. Subscribe if you've ever felt like your life hasn't started yet, because mine hadn't. Until I stopped waiting for it to.